Come on, come on. So I'm just putting down the fabric for planting the courgettes through. This is our courgette spacing landscape fabric, and I've just been giving the beds a really good soak with the sprinkler and a few cans of water just to get the beds ready before we put the mulch down. Soil here is now really fertile. We had the chickens overwintering in here. It's been a good 2 to 2.5 months since the chickens were last in here. We've worked the soil a little bit in here to mix in the chicken manure and the wood chips that we had. We're doing 3 beds of courgette, and then we've got a cucumber bed and a French bean bed. It is roasting in here. Great to know that these soils are a lot more pumping and alive with fertility. Sure, the courgettes are going to rocket on after planting them out. This is not cherry blossom falling on me, folks. Very strange weather. Got snow, sunshine, spring bird call, spring blossom, green grass, and yet we're returned to winter for a little bit today. So yeah, we got warned about this weather coming, so we were semi-prepared. We don't have too much delicate stuff out in the garden yet anyway, because this is the north of Scotland and why would you do that? So we haven't got much out. What we do have, of course, is our brassica planting that we made last week. We'd only just got this net on, and it's very heavy. And here you go. I don't think we've quite got enough of our blue hoops on to support it with the weight of not only the net but now the rain, snow, hail. This is weird. Look at the sunshine and
looks
snow.
Like blossom.
I know, that's what I was just saying.
Yeah, we
very
had that,
strange.
didn't we, last year? Do you remember? There was snow and blossom.
Yeah, we quite often get a bit of snow again here in the northeast of Scotland in April, just as the sort of plants are waking up and the trees are coming into bud. But this is quite different in May. Sometimes we'll get a bit of snow in May. So we're just going to take this net off and see if we can get a few more tubes in, and then I think we're going to give a spine of string as well running along the top of all these hoops just to get them nice and tight and strong. There we go, look at that, the weather has changed again.
I know, amazing.
Beautiful sunny day, here we are in gloves and hats.
I know, I'm kind of too hot, that's the thing, but I'm trying to protect myself from the snow. I mean, we didn't really expect for these blue hoops to not be strong enough, and we thought that because the mesh goes over 3 beds at a time, we could stagger the hoops just to save on hoops because we're planting so many more brassicas this year. But clearly, as you can see, the hoops have collapsed under the weight of not only a more expensive strong mesh that we've bought, but the kind of strange weather that we've had as well. At least it's happening now when, you know, the plants aren't like a bit bigger. In fact, it might have crushed them a little bit more.
Even more, yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, well, I'll let Rosa get on with that. But we do have some exciting news today. I just got a message from Colin, the beekeeper, who has put a couple of his hives up at the top of the market garden. And we just got a message from him saying he's en route with 30,000 bees in his car. Obviously in boxes, not just loose flying around in the car. But yeah, so he's going to bring them up to the hives, which are up at the top of the market garden there. And very exciting. Obviously we don't know much about bees at all. Colin's going to be keeping an eye on them for us, hopefully teaching us a little bit about it, so we'll definitely get some footage of that when Colin arrives for you to see this momentous occasion of the first bees at Noth. I'm not sure if bees have ever been kept on this bit of land. Actually they have. they have. Bees have been kept here before. There's a gentleman in the village, an older gentleman who can remember coming and visiting the old couple or something that lived in our cottage, and he said it was there was a beehive just in the front garden, and he said it was very scary to kind of come and knock on the front door because you'd have these bees kind of hovering everywhere. Right, what's next, Rosa? Very changeable weather. Okay, so we've got the net off. We're just trying to get the existing hoops pushed back in. Any ones that got bent over, we're trying to sort them out. Rosa's just going to bring over some more hoops. So we're going to basically double up the hoops. We got a bit slack, but we decided to try the minimal amount of hoops, which if we'd known this weather was coming, we might not have done. Yeah, no sign of Colin yet with the bees. Maybe he's decided to turn back because it's not the best of weather. We'll see. a beautiful summer's day now. Weird. Just like that, the weather changed and the sun's come out. Anyway, so yeah, we've got some more hoops in. What Rose is doing just now is putting a line of string along the spine of the hoops, along the top of the hoops. And that's just going to keep the hoops a lot more rigid so that they don't get crushed under the weight of snow if we get more. I've got a few more hoops to put in on the other beds, so I better not hang about. Sounds like the bees might have arrived. Great, that's Colin and his two sons helping him out. I don't think he's going to be introducing the bees to the hive today. I'm not quite sure what's happening again, but we'll find out when we get up there.
What we're going to do is we're going to put 2 nucleus hives on the site here. A nucleus hive is effectively half a normal full-size hive, but has all the key components of a hive. A queen, foraging bees, nurse bees, some brood, and then it has some stores, honey and pollen. We'll site these here and we'll leave them for a couple of days to orientate so they get used to their new surroundings. It's too cold here to lift the frames out just now, it's too cold. So that'll sit on top of the nukes,
Okay.
and they'll put sugar syrup in these 2 compartments here, and that'll flow underneath there and run up here, and the bees will come up through the middle and they'll go down, they'll feed off it in here.
Very clever.
So they can't get out the hive from this. It also means you can just lift the lid and top up the feeders without breaking containment, so you're not actually having to get into the bees to do that.
Alright, so that's the bees coming up the hill. That's Colin carrying up 1 box of around 15,000 bees in there. And so today these travelling boxes are going to be left where the hives were. You just saw Colin sort of moving the hives to a safe place to keep them for the week. These boxes are going to be left, and then when the weather turns better, in about 5 days or so, Colin's going to come back and then he'll get the bees into the hive then. Oh, I can hear them.
It's starting to roar a bit now. That's the one for you, Rosa.
Thank you.
Rose and I got the right fashion on. Colin assures us we're going to be safe. This is the closest 15,000 bees I've ever been in my life.
Yeah, I always run away from bees. Not now, not anymore.
Bees do come close to you, you just have to try and remain calm if you
stay chill. Alright, so that's a bit of bad weather, so we're just going to wait until this hail shower passes.
is an odd scene, isn't it?
I know.
This is why we don't want to be moving their frames out of here into a big hive, so you give them all this space they need to try and heat up.
Yeah, right, okay.
They won't like that.
Okay.
So it's not just exposing on the air temperature just now, it's actually overnight, the next few nights I'm trying to keep that space warm. We'd use a lot of resources to try and do that.
Yeah. A bit windy, Rosa. Not the nicest of weather, is it?
Not really. I mean, I'm a lot safer in here than I was when I was doing the string down there. It's like having an umbrella on your head. It's nice.
So we're calling a break on this. We're all heading down to the polytunnel to get out of this snow and hail. Not the best of weather to be doing this, but we just got to work with the situation. So take a bit of a break, see if this passes over, and then we'll carry on. Alright, so we're heading back up the hill again. Just had a nice wee break in the polytunnel, out of the snow, and we're taking this nice gap of sunshine to try and get the bees into a place so that they can orientate over the next wee while.
Okay, so what we'll do first is we'll just take this travelling screen off. So this was, as I said, only on to give them a bit of ventilation while they were in the car journey home. Yeah. Okay, so like I said, we'll open this up, bees will come out, we'll take this queen cage and we'll unlock the queen. Might be able to see the queen in there. You can see she's got a blue dot on her back.
Okay.
Or is it green? Yeah, green dot actually. Green dot, so that's for last year.
Okay.
It was a queen born last year. So what we'll do is we'll just unclip this this fondant plug here. Break this off. And what that does is it exposes the fondant to the worker bees and they can then eat through that and release the queen. Bees will just work their way in. So this is 1:1 sugar syrup.
Okay.
The bees know where it is. And there's bees already came up and start drinking from it already. Bees come up through this middle bit.
Okay.
You can see them working their way up now, you can see that one drinking.
Yeah.
And they come over and they feed in this channel here with the sugar syrup. And that'll just give them a bit of feed for the next few days while the weather's forecast to be not so good.
Yeah.
Close that up. So yeah, that's the first one installed.
Great.
Oh yeah, see them going in the door.
Yeah.
I love it.
So what they'll do is they'll come out and they'll go up in the air like this. You'll probably see them flying in circles, and that's on picking landmarks.
Oh, wow.
Like that log and that tree, and then they'll orientate back to here.
So what do they use for orientation? Is it light? Is it like
light? Yeah,
scent?
yeah, light and landmarks, colours and the look of them, and the orientation. So if you put another two here, you wouldn't put them right next to here.
You put them like this.
Angles, yeah, different angles.
Are you pleased with that, Colin?
Yeah, it's textbook.
Yeah. Great.
Textbook nuke setup.
Great.
Even the weather played ball. Okay, should we go and get the other one?
Yeah. So this is the second nuke box being put into position with the same procedure as last time.
That's it, hive number 2.
That's great.
That's brilliant.
And all these ones that were here have now found their way into the hive.
Huh.
So now we gotta just open up this one, is it?
Yep.
So that was a really successful introduction of the bees. The nuke box is all safely secured to a frame and the bees are all inside getting out of this bad weather, and we'll see how this progresses when Colin comes back later in the week.
Okay, so just before Colin came, we were just finishing off doing the string, which was basically securing all of the hoops, including the extra ones we've put in. And that just really stops them from caving in and things, and they all support each other. Now this should be a lot more of a strong structure, so we're just going to pull the mesh over the top, and we're actually also going to try out, since there's so much extra fabric on either side when we put it over these 3 beds, we're actually going to try out pulling it over this 4th bed here, which we sowed a few days ago with a mixture of radish and red Russian kale. Hopefully it'll reach, because that will save on doing more netting, so we'll see.
Okay, so we've hit a bit of a snag. The weight dragging on this net over this first bed has snapped the string that we ran across. Rose has just gone off to try and find some other string, and we'll restring this bed and get it on, because the other 2 are fine, but it's because this first bed received a lot of weight and dragging motion from us pulling on the net that I think we snapped the string on that one. Bad weather coming again.
Pretty changeable day, isn't it? Even for here. I just wish we'd put that on earlier.
I know.
Can't believe it. We've literally just missed our window.
We were so close to getting this fabric on, but we missed our window. We just had a huge big bit of hail and now snow. Big clap of thunder. But it's okay. You're warming your hands up.
Yeah, they've got
Quite
really
cold
numb.
hands. It's just been one of those days. We just can't get enough time in between. The sun comes out and we try and get this done, and then something breaks, and then while we're fixing it, this starts up again. But you know, that's just what happens.
The thing is, those things aren't going to die in this weather. They're just going to find it a bit tough.
Yeah, these are the crops that we're working with here are Brussels sprouts and kale, so they're pretty tough. They've already been out in probably close to minus temperatures anyway at night time here. It's not like it's been that warm at night time at all for us over the last couple of weeks. So it just looks really bad. It's a very biting cold northerly wind.
And a lot of snow just came down in a really quick period of time, so we just couldn't lift up the mesh.
No, the mesh now has a lot of snow on top. All we need is for that sun to come back.
Round 5.
Alright.
Yeah. And you know, all the hoops are going to be...
Just reach forward from behind the camera to give you a stress busting shoulder massage. Did you like that? Make you smile. Okay, so yeah, that could have gone better, but we had some serious weather to contend with.
We did, yeah, and some unfortunate string breakages that we still need to fix.
It doesn't look very pretty right now, but once the snow melts, we can get it a bit more tight. This netting is to stop the dreaded cabbage root fly,
Yes.
which fingers crossed, you know, isn't around right now. It's probably a bit too cold and windy still.
Yeah.
That's the end game reason for this netting.
Yeah.
Right now, this netting is actually giving these baby plants quite a bit of protection from this wind and hail and snow. So that's what we wanted to try and do. So we're just going to walk around and make sure that nothing's getting squished before we go in for our lunch. Well, Sunday.
Sunday in May.
Snowy Sunday.